to think outside the box on how I can get that information out there. Little leagues, for those in the States, little leagues football teams this time of year. Sponsor a team, 50, 100 bucks, 200 bucks, get your name put on their shirt or their hat, something like that. Get a banner put out in the field for, the baseball, softball people for Little League. That's great advertising. It's putting back into the community. And I've always been a big community person, so it helps. It really does. You just got to think outside the box.
Yeah, a lot of those community ideas I did not do, and I think that would have helped a lot too, especially, taking it from you, a community person. It sounds like a slam dunk. Really good idea. Get the name recognition out there.
Well, you have to, and I think I'm starting to see more and more places pop up and things on the internet and different news stations talking about little smaller towns like Anderson or whatever that are really have people that have come together. They're pushing this shop local, buy local, support the local, things like that. So as a person that wants to do that, I feel that you have to be part of the community, and in order to grow your business, being part of the community is huge, because if you can say that I support local or I support my community or whatever it is, you'll get a lot of recognition out of that. And I'm not saying to do it for the recognition, but people will remember that you did it, and hopefully they'll bring some business your way from having done that.
Sure. It can't hurt.
Well, it can't, and it's not super expensive stuff. I mean, if you think about it, for a Little League team, at least here, it was a couple $100 to sponsor a team. And for that money, I get my name out, my banner, 4x8-foot banner or whatever it was, out on the fence line. And my business name is on, 14, 16 kids' shirts who are going to play Little League, at least in Indiana, for a month and a half, 2 months before they close it off for the rest of the summer. But all summer, guess what? It's got the Yankees emblem or whatever it is on the front, and it's got, Umpire Computer Repair and their name on the back. Well, they're still running around because it says Yankees. They don't care about Umpire Computer Repair, but somebody's going to see that.
Exactly. That's awesome. I want to sponsor a Little League team. I want Podnutz to be on a Little League team.
There you go. I mean, they play around down there.
Yeah. That's funny. Let me do a quick little announcement here, Ray, before we continue. I put together a page for you guys. It's at podnutz.com/deals. Go check it out. All of the items that we've been selling on Podnutz and we've been plugging on Podnutz, I asked all the creators of those items to say for a little discount. I said, can I give a discount to the Podnutz guys? And they said yes. So everything that we've been plugging and selling, it's on that page now at a discounted price. It's usually around 10%. So if you want to, wanted to get some of the things we've been talking about, want to save a little money, go to podnutz.com/deals. That is the way to. Oh, by the way, when you do buy, this is another reason why I set up the page. When you do buy on that page, it supports Podnutz. We get a cut of what you pay for that, so that it goes towards Podnutz. So you will be supporting Podnutz if you use that page. Also, I'm talking about lists and email lists and newsletters and stuff. There's a new list called the Podnutz Hot List. It's at podnutz.com/deals. You can check it out there, or it's even just on the homepage, podnutz.com. The Hot List is the list that I've been wanting to start for a long time. That is my communication line to you guys. There's been times I wanted to reschedule shows or make changes with the network or do something, and I go, well, what do I do? Do I tweet this? Do I Google Plus this? How can I make sure everybody gets it? So finally, I'm just saying, okay, this is the way we're going to do it. The podnutz.com/hot list, or podnutz.com hot list. Go and sign up at your name and email address. You'll get sent exclusive deals that I'm going to try to get with different companies of programs and items that you guys would probably want. I'm going to actually do a little research, find out what's the most wanted thing. I'm going to contact that company and say, look, we have a lot of guys that want your product. What can you do for me on a price? And only those things are going to the people on the hot list. So that's one reason to join, just to keep abreast on the latest Podnutz news is another reason. So check it out. Get on the Podnutz hot list. Also go to podnutz.com/deals. That's my little commercial, actually, and that's I've been plugging different things, different services, different sponsors. This is what I would like to promote the most. If you go to this site, we're going to keep it simple. That will be the most help you could give the network. So go to podnutz.com/deals And that is it for that. Back to Ray.
Well, I'm going to expand on that. A lot of the guys out there that watch Podnutz, they come and they use the Podnutz forums, or they're now starting to watch. Hopefully, some of them are watching our show at the Tech Chat Show. Guys, if you don't understand or don't realize the amount of time that Steve puts into Podnutz, the amount of back-end stuff that is done on the other side, the amount of cost of having servers that can handle the volume, the cost of equipment, cords that go bad, cables that go bad, cables that, different pieces of equipment that need to be updated, upgraded to give you a better show, things like that. The cost is not cheap. This equipment on this side is not like buying a $300 computer or a $20 pair of, Logitech headphones microphone. It's not even close to that, guys. So if you love Podnutz, you like the forums, you like the things that he does, the things that he does on his shows to get you the information that has helped you to be successful in your business or whatever, make sure you hit the donate button, or make sure you go to you're going to have to help me out here, Steve. Is it
Podnutz.com/deals?
Well, the other ones, the Newegg and the other.
They're all on the deals page. I put everything's
deals.
in the deals page. It's your central location.
Excellent. Guys, it's not cheap. It's not a 5-minute job. It is very time consuming. So if you're going to belong to part of the community, support the community. Same thing with your business. Podnutz community still needs support. Tech Chat Show is going to need support. We all need it. So don't just peruse and think, they'll be all right. Hey, if it's just $2, it helps.
Totally. I appreciate that, Ray. Thanks for that plug.
Yeah, not a problem. I mean, I'm learning. I went through the course that you did for podcasting and learning how to do it. And the cost is not cheap. The more you get into it, the better you want your audio or video to be, the more expensive it gets. As you start to look at, Firewire mixers that are $2,000 and up, and you want to go past that. Speaking of which, is it Korg? Is it Korg? I want to say it's Korg came out with a new 5-channel video audio mixer unit with 2 miniature 4-inch LCDs and screens in them.
Really?
With live stuff, just to do this kind of stuff.
Wow, I didn't see that yet.
It's got BNC connectors for your cameras and stuff. It's an excellent little deal, but that one piece of gear alone with nothing else, $5,000.
Really?
Yeah, it's like having a TriCaster, or there's another one. It begins with with black. I can't remember the exact naming of it, but it's similar to a TriCaster. It's hardware, and the better that you want your equipment and your video to look as it goes out, I mean, it's expensive. Yeah. It really is.
It can get up there. It's funny. It's like you're always you always want, when you get to a certain level, you always want the next level. So you're always like going, I got to do better. I got to do better than this. I think that's the problem with any enthusiast in any subject.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I started out with a little Behringer mixer. You guys can't see it here, but it turned into this big Yamaha, so I could have separate aux outs and subgroups so that I could run multiple Skypes and they could hear everybody, and everything plugs in, and then it runs through that into the PC. And I've got another PC here. I got 2 more down here. I got one over here. I got one back there. I got all the gear back there, and it's a lot to do, and it's a lot of expense, let alone just paying the server and the website, and because you can't just get a cheapy $10 a month server website. It's not going to work. By the time you start putting stuff up there, it's full.
Yeah, I agree.
So just remember that. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you need to go crazy and give him $1 million, although I'm sure he would take it. But, but I mean, it costs money to get you guys this information, and Steve's been doing this a long time, and I know there are times when he looks at it and wonders sometimes, is anybody paying attention really? Do they know what it takes? So Yeah, just think about that as you're watching some of these shows at 3 o'clock in the morning or whenever it is you do it.
Cool. And know also, guys, that we do this because we like it too. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Yeah. So it's anything helps. I appreciate you plugging it, Ray. It's true.
Well, you got to. I mean, you've been doing this a long time. You inspired me to do what I'm doing. I do it because I like it. Brian and Tim and I, we get along really well. We talk all the time anyway.
Right.
Why not just do a show about the things we talk about all the time anyway? And most of the stuff I had, I mean, I bought some stuff, but it's fun, and I really enjoy doing it.
That's the best that's the best reason to start a show. You're
Absolutely.
Like, you're hanging out, you're talking to people every day. You're like, why don't we just do this live? You know?
Yeah. Instead of getting the same questions, that you see in the forums or you see them on TeamSpeak, you hear them there or this,
yeah.
Why not do a show? And that's what we did. And we're real happy with it. I really enjoyed doing it. I get aggravated sometimes at the audio, but the equipment I have is what I have, and we'll make it work the best we can until, at some point we can figure out how to replace it.
Totally.
It is what it is.
Yeah, the aggravation does not go away. Actually, I haven't been aggravated for a while. And we got to stop talking about podcasting after this, but I actually have my rig so where it works. I'm happy with everything, and I just don't touch anything anymore. I always used to just touch things after they worked because I got bored with it or whatever, and it was just a nightmare. But I'm finally happy with it. All right.
I'm scared to touch mine half the time.
Yeah, seriously.
Is it gonna mess up my lower third or something? But anyway, we need to get away from podcasting. I understand.
All right, what else do you want to talk about? We'll do eight or 10 more minutes, and then we'll read some emails.
Guys, I guess I just want to make sure that you're doing the right things when you're out there. I mean, I sometimes shy away from talking about how busy I am to other people, just because I don't want it to come across as bragging. But I think that you really need to focus on doing good work, taking care of the customer, taking your time to spend with the customer. I know the other day I had a guy that we had to do a restore on his Vista. It was so corrupted, there was just no way to fix it. But we did we pulled the hard drive out. We backed the data up on just in case. I did a clone of the drive. So then we put the new Vista on there, and it created a Vista old for them to have, a Windows old file.
Okay.
And we went with that, let it sit there, and we actually went through it with the customer. Excuse me. That, okay, we're going to put a shortcut of your Windows old on your desktop. This is how you open it, and then you're going to go to users, and this is where all your files are. Are you missing anything? Do you see anything that you're missing? Do you understand that you're only going to be able to pull data from this? You can't actually run a program from this. But you can reload the programs and still use your, the Word stuff that you had on here, or the spreadsheets, or this guy had some accounting software on it. It was still there. He had his last save of his accounting software, which he was all worried that he was going to lose, that he could send to his accountant for quarterly taxes that he was trying to do. But if you spend time with these customers, I mean, I know you can't spend forever with them, but they call you back, they have a question, you just worked on their computer a couple of days ago or a week ago, and they don't understand. Let's say they didn't have their copy of Office. Well, without a COA, I can't put that on there, but I can put OpenOffice on there, or I can put LibreOffice on there.
Totally.
And this is how it works. And this is how I can walk you through there. And, we'll walk them through it and try to explain it so they feel comfortable. They feel like they got their money's worth, so that they can do the things that they want to do that are important to them on their computer, whether it's do spreadsheets and Word documents, or just send email and play Angry Birds. It doesn't matter to us.
No.
I just want you to be able to do the things you do with your computer after it's been fixed. And I think it's huge. And a lot of people, I don't know that they really do that. I get a lot of customers in here from other places that did not get that kind of experience, and that's why I have them now.
Yes.
And now my